Great.
Send the same email to different people in different tones. I love it.
Yes. It won't be difficult once we walk through. Okay.
Okay, and I do have your the form open on my phone next to me. So
Perfect.
so you have it too there. Okay.
Yes. So this part, if you want to take notes, is probably helpful. But the idea of like the first first two pages are we're like guiding your thoughts so that you can outline who your people are. So we want 3 categories. So if you wanted to like put in 3 circles on a piece of paper and we're gonna like bucket them, or if you just want to make a list of like separate lines, whatever way works best for your visuals.
Brand new notepad.
Yes, fresh paper.
I know, and it's like a hard cover this way. I love this.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the little things.
It is though, and it makes you happy and excited to use it. So the common ground to the person that you're speaking to, like, do you have a lot of first-time home buyers? Are you dealing with a lot of investors? Those 2 would be different. And then is there a third one? So what would you say your 3 categories of your buyers are if you think of your people?
Yeah, so I have first-time home buyers. I have high-end, for here anyway, high-end sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And what's my third? People who are relocating here from out of state who probably most own homes already somewhere else and are trying to sell there and buy here. So those are my 3 main categories of people, clients.
Okay. I would say that then that would be the idea of, so you have like a luxury buyer. Mm-hmm. You have a
new... I have more luxury sellers than luxury buyers, actually.
Okay. Seller. And then for the first-time buyers, because you also have relocators, which I know aren't the same as first-time, would you say that most of the first-time people you know, or you are like, they found you, or are they getting you through a referral?
Mostly referrals.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then the first-time buyer is kind of like an anxious friend, almost, you could say. Because they know you. And then the relocators, you could say, are the people who know nothing about the town. So like they're the complete newbies, but they're not new to the process. So, and they have to have a level of confidence to be moving to a new state already. So they're not going to be as anxious as the other ones. So for relocating new city, there's probably a word that would be a good one. Let me ask ChatGPT really quick.
What they are anxious about, or usually one of them, if it's a couple, is getting a house in time, because
time. Ooh, put that on there.
Our inventory is so low. It's just very competitive still here. Yeah.
I definitely would say time crunch. That's like a huge aspect, because that would make them want like the very like short to the point, because they want to get through the whole process as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's also tough to coordinate their buy and their sell if they have to sell. Some don't have to sell first, some do, so it's tricky.
They have a lot going on. They're very busy-minded. Put that down too, busy-minded. They have a lot more plate spinning.
Yeah.
Okay, so like me prompting you and then you being able to answer all these questions, that's where like your value, like you knowing people, this is like your skill, and this is gonna like pay off so well in this process. This is the grounding section. So like when you're checking in with each client, when you think about these people that you've already interacted with in all 3 of your buckets, how often do luxury people want to hear from you? How often do these newbie in towns want to hear from you? And then how much do the first-time buyers? So
I'd say with the higher end luxury sellers, unless there's a lot going on, if there's not a lot going on, at least once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah, if there's nothing going on, at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
When there's stuff going on, they want to be updated pretty quickly. And if I don't update them pretty quickly, they contact me first, and I don't. That's not good. So I try to, if there's something to say, they want to hear it right away. If there's nothing to say, they don't need the hand holding, but it's nice to touch base
Good.
once a week.
Okay.
And then the first time buyers need a lot more touch. But they're not as judgmental about whether I'm reaching out to them or they're reaching out to me. If they're young,
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if, we're usually talking a lot anyway, unless, like, I have a first-time buyers who are in contract now. We just got through inspections and everything, but we have a very long closing period. So unless we're all done with everything and just waiting like a month or so to close, or however long it is, we're usually could be just about daily communication. If not, maybe every other day. Depends.
Mm-hmm.
And then the relocators, they're on automatic searches. They're more inclined to let me know when there's something they want to see. And then I try to jump on it real quick. Some of them I do virtual showings, FaceTime showings with. So.
Okay. And then taking all of your notes that you've said, I'm just going to give you a quick, I'm going to tell you the little quick bit words that you should use. So the luxury sellers, once a week updates for quick summaries, I would say, quick summary updates, high expectations from what you said. From your first time buyers, lots of touch, daily communication, low judgment, and then relocators. We have client-led communication, and then needs digital, I don't know how exactly to say it, but the fact that you FaceTime more and you Zoom more with them versus just email and calls. So I think that's more you need to do more face digital communication.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then for tonnage, when you know that you're talking to these buckets, how would you adjust your tone for each one, knowing everything you know about them?
So for my first-time buyers, it's almost like I have to work really hard not to be too mothery,
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them are my kids' ages, and it's nice. And what I find is some of them do want somebody motherly, because especially if they don't have any family in the area,
Mm-hmm.
They need my experience. They don't know who to call for anything.
Right.
They trust me to give them, a lender, their attorney, their inspector, which I do for most people anyway. But you know what I mean? They need more of that, a lot more guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the relocators, it's more I would say, it starts out very, professional, and I want to get across that I really know this area, and depending on what they're looking for, one of them has a daughter who is an ice skater and wants to play ice hockey. I know the towns around here that have skating rinks and hockey programs for girls or for anybody, I guess. Things like that. So it starts off like that, I'm the local expert in this area and they don't know the area. And then it moves, not getting rid of that, but it moves towards more a peer-to-peer, relationship. A trusted friend. That's
Mm-hmm.
how things sort of evolve with me and many clients, the ones who I really like anyway. It
Yes.
it becomes that sort of friendly but professional, even if they're 20 years, they can be 20 years younger than I am or my age, it doesn't matter. But it's like that kind of, yes, I know the area, I'm your local expert, but I'm also on your side, I'm your friend. And then my high end, I have to be really on my pro game, you know, like there's a line where you can cross over to being too friendly with, and this is a generalization, right? So
Mm-hmm.
not with every single, but you
And
know what
you
I mean?
know,
There's a
and you
line you
know.
can
Mm-hmm.
cross over being too friendly, sharing too much, and being like really stiff professional. Like nobody wants that either,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but they do want me to be very professional and less personal, I think, in general.
Yeah. Good buckets, very different, you know? And then, okay, to write down on your page. So for your first times, I would say that you're a trust-driven guide. You want to nurture. You're also kind of like their educator.
Yes.
And then you want a parental tone. I was also thinking instead of, because if you use that word parental, it will take that word. So if you want to think about,
Oh.
if you want to think about coach maybe instead, but you want to mix coach with a very sentimental word. So if you want to just say nurturing coach or a like personal trainer, and then the relocators, you had the trusted, or I would say that the goal, like put this like into like a little bracket by itself, is goal to become a trusted friend, but starts off very like starts off as strangers. Basically, it is a stranger to you first. So you need to have high area expertise to write down, and then really wants, whenever you tell them descriptions of places, like what do they want to know? Like, do they want to know that it's close to something, or do they want to know about the place itself? Like, this is a really good gymnastics place because somebody graduated or like went to the Olympics because they went here.
I think they want to know uh, I think they want to know what resources kind of exist in that town. They do a lot of research when they're relocating to a new state. So they know kind of, they've already looked at the school ratings. They know what towns have good schools. They know those towns are also very competitive. So they know like sort of like other towns that have a lot of what they need and the schools are really pretty good. Maybe they're not the top three. They want to know a lot of times if they're not working from home, what their commute time is. And if they are working from home, how close the school is. So like if they have to take their kids to school, what time can they be back to start working on mountain time, because that's where their company still is. Or, you know what I mean? There's those kind of logistics. They want to know where shopping is, where restaurants are, where recreation, depending if they're athletes, they're skiers. They want to know how close they are to the ski place, the train.
Yes.
It just depends.
But I think that answers the question. So data-driven logistics, and data-driven logistics, and then advisement is kind of like a key word, I think, too.
Okay. And they really do rely on you for advice because they are not here and they haven't lived here.
Right.
So.
And then your third one, pro game. I think the better way to say that would be like I would just say luxury white glove. Like just say luxury white glove because the internet knows what that means.
Okay.
Undershare. and then remaining or keeping, I don't know how exactly how to say not stiff. Let me see.
Yeah. Like relaxed professional, or I don't know.
Verbiage to tune a chatbot. I just go to ChatGPT for a lot of things. So there's like approachable, natural, conversational. I think approachable is a pretty good one, but personable. I think personable, but not an overshare.
Yeah. So professional and personable.
Ooh, polished but not rigid. That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I almost think that can work for everybody, but yeah, definitely for the luxury.
Well, if you know you really like that, I would also suggest, like, if you have like a little, if you're a sticky notes person, or if you just have like something that's always kind of near your desk that you can grab, you should start like a collection of phrases that you really like. So like when I prompt and I do a quick rewrite, the main one I use is like rewrite for clarity. So if you really like that, you could be like, rewrite this to be polished but not rigid, so that you can just not forget that that's like a term to use.
I'm writing it down.
Another one, because I see it right now, is crisp but personable. Life is a little bit like a spell book when you use chatbots a lot.
I like that.
Yes.
What was that? Crisp but
Personable.
what? But person. Okay. A spell book. That's funny.
Okay, and then I think we did just to go over again. I feel like as long as it's in there already, the first time buyers, they need emotions and information. I'd say the relocators, they really want facts, and then the third also is probably more data driven, or the luxury.
What was the first one?
The first time buyers, emotion and
Emotion.
reassurance.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, because I see the word. What energy level do you feel like you need to give every one of them? Like, how much energy does it take from you?
Oh. The most energy that gets sucked out of me is with the high-end, high-demand people.
Mm.
You know, it's easy for me to relate to most of the other people if they're not like really egotistical or something. You know what I mean? If they don't have some kind of crazy personality.
Yeah.
But I get more stressed and intense about talking with the more demanding luxury clientele.
Well, then hopefully this process will be helpful, because then you like turn it into like a experience where you're choosing the best answer outside of yourself, so you don't have to overthink as much, because they need the updates, but like you want to make sure it's in the right way. Okay, so then we're creating our 3 personas, which we already did. We're just writing it down. So now we give it the title names. So we want like a word that is very clearly kind of like a safe word. Like you wouldn't usually use it in context. So that's why I like my 3 bears. So like when I say 3 bears randomly, my computer knows that I'm talking about my persona I made, because I don't say that casually. So if you want to take the 3 bears, that's great. If you have like a different phrase that you really like, or
How about the 7 dwarfs?
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You can, because that builds up that you can make 7. More.
So I don't know. Just funny things are coming into my head.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like super wild. It can be like super like my ChatGPT. You can like customize its creativity. Mine's like all the way up, which I sometimes see whenever I do prompts.
And this is ChatGPT
Yes.
specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at all that.
Boss mode, side quest. Let's make them more professional. Corporate.
I was thinking of musical terms too.
Oh, were you? Okay, wait. I saw some musical options.
I saw.
I want the other one. Emberstone. Reverb, bassline, harmony, crescendo, solo. But I mean, you could say it like, this is the drummer, or like, this is the guitar person, and then like, this is the lead singer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I work with so many musicians. Like, I'm thinking of personalities of leads, and I'm married to a lead singer also, or former lead singer. I was thinking more of like genre.
Yeah.
Like my high-end luxury sellers would be like a symphony.
Yes, I like that.
And my first-time buyers would be more like pop.
Yeah.
Pop music. Is this crazy?
No, I love it because it also puts you in like the mindset that connects with you. Like you can hear their tone.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then the tone, right. And then the relocators, I would say so many different aspects. Maybe, what am I trying to think of?
I would definitely be picturing like the beginning moments with your relocators versus the end.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of the middle one.
Yeah, because it's kind of like they're on a journey to you. So like you could think of it to be country, but then also I was thinking like maybe an R&B or alternative because they're like changing their lives and they have like a different tone than what they're moving into.
I mean, I immediately think, and I can't stop thinking about R&B, but that's because I like it.
Well, then I think they should be R&B.
But I just don't know how that. Oh my God, R&B stands for relocating buyers.
Period. Perfect.
That's funny.
Perfect.
All right, R&B it is.
So you have your symphony, we have the pop, and we have R&B. Okay, so then this is how we'll do it, like you using the chatbot, but I'm just going to show you step by step, and it's also being recorded, so you can have this to play back, which is great when you're the only person, because then you get this whole session playbackable. And then the persona name, so we put in the persona name first. So symphony, I think it's actually good to like give the full thing, so like I would copy and paste all of this into here. So my persona name / role is Symphony. Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Great. So then who they are. I'm also going to put each persona in a bracket, which sometimes is kind of important so it doesn't get confused. So then who they are is all the stuff that we said. So this is why we did all that first bucket listing. So if you want to list it out for me, so I can just type.
High expectations. Luxury, white glove. Professional. Oh, and who they are. Polished. Professional. Data driven.
And then that kind of goes into our next one, how they communicate. So that's like the duration that we talked about, once a week.
Right. Once a week. No fluff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah.
And then we wanted the personable but not, or what was our little thing that you wrote down?
Polished but not rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Polished but not
like a symphony.
rigid. Okay, and then we have persona 2, name/role. We have the pop, who they are, and then if you could list out who they are to me, that we
It
wrote
could be
down.
indie too, but pop, I think we'll cover it. Yeah. So they are, who they are.
Mm-hmm. Or like who you are to
The
them.
anxious friend.
Anxious friend.
Remember the anxious friend.
Mm-hmm.
Need. Need hand holding or need reassurance. Emotion and reassurance, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Low judgment.
And then the how they communicate.
How they communicate. Frequent, like daily or frequently. High touch. They like to text.
Did the symphony, do they like texting or email, or do they, it's all over?
Email but you have to throw in some phone calls.
Email and phone calls. This one's high text.
I mean, they can text sometimes, but
they don't want to.
not so much.
Yeah.
You know.
So this one's text. Do they prefer text and email or text and phone calls? Or all three, because they're so needy.
Yeah, it depends who they are. I would say all three. I mean, there's certain things that I, for a couple of reasons, prefer email or text, just because I don't have to remember every little thing. I talk to a million people a day, so if I have it in writing somewhere, I like that. So even if I have a phone conversation,
Follow up.
I would try to follow up with an email, kind of summarizing our conversation.
And then did you
Honestly,
choose, if you wanted to say parental guider, or if you wanted to say like a personal trainer or a coach?
Yeah, so.
Or a conductor?
I kind of like. I like personal trainer. I like the nurturing educator or coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Trust-driven guide. I liked that too. But yeah, I mean, nurturing coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Yeah.
Nurturing educator, personal trainer. I like.
Yeah.
Because I think the personal trainer is an important aspect, because you're giving them a list of things they need to do. So it's like.
And it's individualized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to do it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do the push-ups, but you got to.
How do I make my team agent do the push-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta put him in there. He's young.
Okay. Persona number 2, then we go into persona number 3. The role or the name is R&B, relocating buyer. So cute.
So funny.
And then who they are.
Oh, they are busy-minded, like time crunch, new to area, but not to process. Start as strangers. Goal to become a trusted friend.
And then how you best communicate with them.
More, if they're out of town, like more face-to-face. Although lots of texting too, because they're working and there's time difference. But typically there's a lot of texting. Really depends on the person, but on the time zone. So, we have here data-driven logistics and advisement. Is that part of this category? Yeah.
And then the goals. Did I write that down? Goal to become a trusted friend. Yes. Okay. So, great. Bracket in there. Okay. So then I'm gonna.
Where do we put the high area expertise or area expert? That would be me.
Yes. Time zone, data driven logistics. I put it here after that in the how to communicate with them. Area expert.
Okay.
Perfect. And then so this is our context, and so I like the racing format for ChatGPT. So I'm going to tell it to act as a prompt or act as a. Here's the thing. I love using Sam Altman because he's the creator of ChatGPT as the role. Because this thing is like signed by him in some ways, like he's an artist and this is his product. But if you were like in a different product, you would just say like act as a perplexity expert, or if you like using Gemini or things like that. So I'm just gonna go act as Sam Altman, and then I generate a full-fledged persona buckets for the following. Oh wait, I actually created a race. Why am I doing this? I'm doing it from scratch. I already have it in the workbook. So I'm going to copy and paste all of this, and that's what you would do. So the only part you had to work on is the part we just did.
Okay.
And I will also save this so I can email this to you. So then you don't even have to do that part. And you can refine it. You can refine it before you put it in if you need or think of anything added. So now I'm going to copy this. Step 2, so I'm going to take this part and put this in my step 2. Step 2. This persona 1. And then I did take some time writing this race, so it's a good one. Like I said, it's like a spell book. So the better your spell, the better the outcome. And then I'm going to hit enter. And so when I put in the expectation, I put it as memorize these 3 personas using their assigned names, and then have it so that it can instantly adjust communication styles and then maintain clarity and allow other users to toggle between personas by starting with the persona name.
Very nice.
Okay, so then we have practice scenarios. So it's like, okay, got it. Like you gave me all the information. So this first scenario is a lead emails you asking about a listing. They're interested but hesitant to move forward. So this is a new lead. So then I'm going to put in this prompt, which I have for you to copy and paste. But this is for you to play with so you can see it go.
Okay.
So then I accidentally hit that twice. So then I'm going to put in the persona. So let's say that a relocating one reached out to you. So I'm going to say R and B. An email for my R&B. Act as a guide, design an email for my R&B about the following listing to help ease doubt for the investment. And then this is where you would put in listing details. I'm just going to say like 500K home, cul-de-sac, blah, blah, blah. I gave it very little information, but if you gave it lots of information and you like gave it the actual scenario. So this one gave it, I just didn't give it enough information for this to be a good example, I think. Act as a real estate economist. The second scenario is a tough negotiation email. Seller insists their home is worth $50K more than market value. You need to respond with the data and strategy. So knowing that, we're going to just play with this for all the personas. So symphony. Why don't you give me listing details? See, this is your expertise. Give me a scenario for this 50K tough negotiation. What would be an example?
I mean, just what you said. You mean like so the seller thinks their house is worth 50,000 more than?
Or just like a negotiation email that you might have to write. It doesn't have to be that specific scenario, but like a tough negotiation email that you would have to write.
Yeah, so something like, you've got me stuck on that, on the numbers, but, like, okay, so an inspection, the buyer's inspection revealed that your septic system needs to be replaced. They don't want to replace it, but something like that, maybe, where I have to really tell them that they need to do that. Is that kind of what we're looking for?
Yeah, they do not want to. So you're in this scenario, just to make it clear for the bot, design an email for your Symphony client about the market value of the following listing. Inspection revealed that. Would you be saying this to your client that's buying the home, or do you want in this example?
I was thinking of a seller. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but about the market value. Yeah. Yeah.
So they're selling their house. We're gonna change it to selling. Symphony who want to sell their home. Inspection revealed that their septic system needs to be replaced, but they do not want to. I need to convince them that they do for the sale of the home. And then I said at the end, keep the email focused on the future ROI. Okay. So your home is a premium asset. Maximizing its market value is key to securing the best return. Given the recent inspection results, the septic system replacement is not just a repair. It's a strategic move to ensure seamless sales at top dollar. And then it lists out the reasons. And
that's good.
Going to the end, I recommend moving forward with the replacement to protect your bottom line and ensure a seamless, profitable sale. Let's discuss the best approach. Happy to provide contractor recommendations to streamline the process. Tonnage wise, I hear that like you're being very professional, but it's not too stiff. I kind of hear that with the wording. They used like bottom line and top dollar. I was like, I like those. And then if I change that, rewrite this for our pop persona. And this is something too, like if you're writing to somebody that's kind of in the middle and they're like two of the same ones, you can write it for both of them and then you can mix and match. Like you can take a sentence from this one, a paragraph from that one, and you can put it all together, but you don't have to write any of it. You're just shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I was also thinking like, what if you have a couple and and one is really super data driven and the other is really super emotional, because that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Which means you can just
you don't
add a
want to
new
really
genre.
send them different emails, right? So
That's true. And I think the best part is you could always make another persona, but I think 3 is just such a good starting point.
yeah.
So this is the...
But I guess it would be a combination. Like you would
Mm-hmm.
address the data. You'd have like a paragraph addressing things in a data-driven way, and then something more warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, I mean, because there can be some ways where, like, the symphony will be the best voice to provide the data, but, like, the pop would be the best voice to, like, close out the statement, like you said. Mm-hmm. So this is the pop version. I know this inspection news wasn't what you wanted to hear, and I totally understand how frustrating this can feel, but I want to make sure that you're in the best position as possible to sell your home without stress or last-minute surprises. Here's the deal. Buyers and the lenders will see the flag septic system as a big red flag. Like, so different. Such a different email than what we just got. So then I've got trusted contacts who can get this done efficiently, and I'll be here every step of the way to make it as easy as possible. Let's chat and find the best solution together. You got this. I'm here to help. Heart.
Can we write that same thing also to a buyer who just had an inspection where something didn't go right? Like a big thing?
Like you want to change the scenario?
Well, no, I mean, I want to have both. I want to see both.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So what do you want to do on this one? Or what's...
I want to make the pop person, not the symphony. I want to make the pop client a buyer.
Okay. It's to buy a home, and then the inspection revealed that the...
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That the home they like septic system needs
So
to...
really it would be more like I need to break the news to them and explain their options for moving forward.
Mm-hmm. I know how much you love this home, so I want to be upfront with you. The sellers aren't willing to replace the septic system. I get this isn't the news you were hoping for, but don't worry, you still have options. Negotiate credit, get repair estimate, or walk away. I know this is a tough call, and it gives a nice little sentence for each one. I know this is a tough call, but I'll make sure I have all the info that you need to make the best decision. Let's talk through what feels right for you. I've got your back.
I like that a lot. That language at the end is really good for me.
Yeah, great. Love it. And then I'm curious to see rewrite for R and B. I want to keep you in the loop. The sellers aren't willing to replace the system. I know this isn't ideal, but there's still solid paths forward. Here's what you can do. And then like looking at the difference of like walk away. If this doesn't feel right, we can keep looking. There are other great homes out there, and I'll be with you every step of the way was the pop. But the R&B walk away, explore other options. If this deal isn't the right fit anymore, I'll make sure we find another property that aligns with your goals.
I love that.
I just love how like different these wordings are. And the fact that it like still tells what you needed to get done, but because you presented it in the best method and you know who they are, which is your greatest skill and asset, is like knowing people. It's like this gives you the easy button to do that.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Good.
I love this.
Yay. And then you can do this for social media too. Like if you know your pop clients are the only ones that are following you on social media, or even make a persona for realtors. If realtors are the only people watching you on socials, so then you can be like, write my social media caption, here's what happened, and then write it in my persona for this.
I love that. That's great.
And
so when I have a paid version, it will store my personas, right?
Yeah, it just has like memories of all your chats. So like a lot of people are using it right now. Like I basically built my business and every thought that I have, I've like kind of communicated that to ChatGPT. So sometimes I go in there and I go, what are my weaknesses? Like analyze me and everything we've done together. Like what are my weaknesses right now?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. But that's definitely a benefit of this program. I really like ChatGPT, but I like to say that there's a lot of ice skating rinks that people are building. But I think the most important thing is that you learn how to ice skate so you can go to whatever rink. So if you need to stay just at one rink and let everyone build a lot, at least know how to skate on the ice.
Do you use any others? I'm just curious.
I don't. I'm like hanging out in the one skating rink, which I get made fun of a little bit on with like AI people.
Yeah, but I think it could be so overwhelming because there's so many, and then there's a learning curve like with each one, I'm sure, and I mean it's not quick for me. So I could see the value in like really learning one
Mm-hmm.
well and having it learn you. It just sounds so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I definitely, like, to me, longevity wise, like, I know ChatGPT is not going anywhere. I think some of them, when they start up, like, they could be bought by a bigger one, like, they could disappear. So I definitely think long lasting, this one's a good one to learn from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yay! And that's kind of all I have for you today. If there's anything in particular you needed to go over, I know our time's almost up.
That was a lot.
It
so
was.
thank you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it helped that I'm getting one-on-one attention here.
Exactly. So special and we
I
love it.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. I love seeing you.